Right, so hello and welcome back to another Am I Overreacting? Now, usually these are pretty juicy and pretty controversial, but from the titles I've seen, today's video is going to be another level of insane. So let's just jump straight into it. Alright, first up, am I overreacting? 3 question marks. I used a camera finder that my aunt gave me and it beeped right above my bed. See, now that is already an incredibly disturbing title. And we've got a photo of the camera finder, another photo of the camera finder, and that, whatever that is. My aunt gave me a device to charge saying there was no battery, but even when I questioned what it was, she didn't really respond. She said that she got it while on a trip from some woman. I turned it on and it still had some battery. I moved it around the room, only realizing it was to find cameras when it started beeping near my iPad and the personally installed camera. So your aunt just mysteriously gave you a camera finder for no apparent reason. I'm already starting to suspect that the aunt has caught someone in the family planting hidden video cameras. But let's keep reading. The device that's right above my bed that looks over my whole room was installed by my aunt's husband. He did the installation himself without us asking him to or anything. Right, I'm already starting to fear where this is going. What are the chances that it's the aunt's husband that's been planting those cameras? The device that he installed was supposed to be a clock/alarm clock. When I shine a light over it, it does show the outline of the numbers and whatnot, but it doesn't power on. So he installed this without being asked as an alarm clock. This is surely the last thing you do if you wanted to give something like that to someone. Like, why not just give them a normal alarm clock for their bedside table? Initially, it was a small power box looking thing, but now, because something's been detected there, I'm quite worried, as you should be. I really don't know where to start. I feel that my family would not react completely on my side and would rather try to silence the whole matter, even if nothing were to come of it. This whole thing is like deeply disturbing. So your uncle, without asking, wanted to give you an alarm clock for some reason, install this above your bed without you asking, and then randomly and conveniently your aunt, who's his wife, gives you for no apparent reason a camera finder, and it just so happens to beep at the thing her husband installed in your bedroom. She 1,000,000% has caught her husband planting hidden cameras around the place and has given you the camera finder so that you'd find this for yourself. This is the kind of thing you'd be justified calling the police for. And I mean, it doesn't say how old OP is, but maybe even child protection services. That is, I actually can't get over how creepy and disturbing that is. And to make matters worse, why do you think your family wouldn't believe you? Like, have they covered weird stuff up like this before? Okay, so this person is thinking pretty much the exact same thing. That's crazy. Hopefully it's just the electronics messing with it or something. I don't know how camera finders work. This could be the paranoia in me talking, but I almost wonder if your aunt gave it to you to tell you a camera was there without being direct if she thought her husband was watching. So pretty much saying exactly what I was suspecting. And then OP replied, I have no idea. I'm honestly thinking something similar. My family kind of treats him a bit shady, like he's only family, but not really a friend, if that makes sense. When my grandma came to visit, she was skeptical about it and told me to cover it as it was installed by him. But at that time, I kind of disregarded it since I had more things to be anxious about at that time. So it sounds like the family already know this guy's a bit creepy. This person just should tell their parents. If your kid comes to you and goes like, your brother installed something in my bedroom and then his wife gave me a camera finder and it went off at the thing he installed, and you already think your brother is a creep, surely you would believe them and want to first of all protect them by getting rid of the camera, but also take action against your creepy brother. It just can't
go on like this, can it?
It can.
It just can't be a coincidence that the aunt gave you a camera finder. Also, covering it is actually a really good idea as a kind of test. Like if, for example, you just randomly hang your t-shirt up on it and your uncle makes some excuse to come into a room and for whatever reason, like fixes the box because it's broken or does something else completely unprompted and ends up taking the t-shirt off it and not putting it back. That just would be him kind of going like, let me find any reason to get this camera back in action, and you won't have alerted him to your suspicions. Oh no way, there's an update post. Hi everyone, I just wanted to thank you all for the incredible support, but due to the sheer amount of comments and messages, I can't reply to everyone, but I have read almost all. My mum and I went to the YR police department, but they told us that they wouldn't investigate and advised us to contact the Toronto division. They also suggested we take apart the clock ourselves. Thankfully, we did not find anything out of the ordinary, but I'm still unsure why the detector went off near the clock. I also don't understand why, when questioned by my aunt, he said that there was no battery inside, but there was 3 AAA batteries when I took it down. It ended up not being connected to any direct power supply and was only taped/stuck on to the Clara box thing. How bizarre. That said, given the nature of the situation and after reading all of your supportive comments, I've decided not to return to that house, only going to collect my belongings. Since I was a kid, he's always made me feel uneasy. Even though nothing was found, thankfully, his presence still feels very threatening, especially because I'm usually the only other person in the house and the only girl. My family is also on edge due to his past behavior. Without getting into too much detail, I once caught him touching himself inappropriately and he didn't stop when he saw me. This guy needs to be in prison! If there was any doubt as to what we were suspecting in the first post, this confirms it. This guy is genuinely sick in the head. I think you need to keep pestering the police on this one. I mean, at least for now, thank goodness that she's moved out. Afterwards, I did start staying over anywhere but my house, so my family and I, and honestly many of you, believe it's just not a safe or healthy place for me to live. I had seen a comment/message saying how something similar had happened and he ended up preying on her as a minor. It scares me to think that he may also be capable of doing something like that. I spent all of my first year of university living there, including while I was still 17 for a couple of weeks. Now I've decided to slowly move back in with my mum. She's been supportive through this, along with my boyfriend. My aunt was initially very shocked and angry, but she's relieved nothing like a camera was found. I wonder if they asked the aunt if there was a reason she gave them the camera finder. I plan to retrieve the rest of the things when I know he's not home. As for any future family gatherings, I don't plan to attend if he's gonna be there. Quite rightly, like, so much of this seems like the absolute bare minimum. Like, oh, I'm not gonna live with him anymore or go to events with him. Like, yeah, fair enough, but he's probably not just a threat to you. He's a threat to society. Like, this is the plot of a horror movie. It gave me chills reading it. Like, this is so insanely sick. I actually can't believe it. It's actually scary. Even though moving back means a much longer commute to school, I know this is the right decision. The convenience of living there made me push aside a lot of my anxiety, but I can't keep doing that. Quite rightly. Thank you to everyone who shared kind and thoughtful comments, especially those that encouraged me to rethink my understanding of relationships, logic, and safety. I'm sorry if this isn't the update some of you are hoping for, but I'm incredibly grateful that nothing private of mine was shared, saved, or live streamed. Okay, well, it sounds like at least for now they're pretty confident that there was no camera involved. Like, they've taken it apart, they haven't found one. I mean, obviously there still could have been, but this is at least somewhat reassuring. I mean, that being said, we shouldn't ignore the fact that regardless of whether or not there was a camera, there was the whole touching himself thing. Like, that's something she, her family, and the police should definitely be focusing on more. It weirdly feels like it's kind of been glossed over, and that just straight up sounds like several crimes were committed. But yeah, and thank you to everyone that reached out giving me advice and offering help if I ever needed it. You are what made me feel even more safe, knowing that even strangers would help me. Yeah, nice for her to have a supportive community after kind of suspecting that her family wouldn't really help her. Okay, we've got more info on the device here. The reason your detector went off was that it is designed to detect RF signals, not cameras specifically. So a wireless camera would be detected while a hardwired camera would likely not. This would also detect microphones and other tools that transmit a radio frequency signal. That being said, behind the device in question was an Aclara water meter, which would likely be detected by your device despite it not having a camera, assuming that this is the device. Wow, I mean, what an absolutely insane post. And I mean, to answer your question, this feels like the biggest underreaction ever. Like, again, yeah, good you told your family, good that you got out of there. But after the whole touching thing, like, this guy just should be in a cage somewhere. Like, the world needs protecting from him, and he clearly needs some serious help. Man, even knowing that this was going to be a nuts one, nothing could have prepared me for that. That was so much more sick than I anticipated. Alright, next up. Am I overreacting for snapping at my friend for joking about my job again? Alright, let's get some context. So, I recently got a full-time job at a small design studio after freelancing for a while. Congratulations, go you. It was a huge step for me, and I genuinely enjoy the work. My friend works in corporate and constantly makes little jabs about my career being easy or not serious. I usually ignore it, but during this convo, I finally said something. Alright, the client signed off on the rebrand. It was a ton of work, but I'm really proud of how it turned out. That's already such a sweet message. That's cool. Must be nice to get paid to doodle all day, lol. Okay, immediately, I feel like there's a time and a place for banter. Like, I went to law school and now I'm a YouTuber. I have a lot of mates from law school that roast me for having an easy job. And it's fine. I embrace and enjoy the banter. But if I send one of my friends a message being like, I just posted a really cool video. It was a ton of work, but I'm really proud of how it turned out. And they replied with, that's cool, must be nice to get paid to laugh at funny videos all day. I'd be like, what the hell? I just told you I'm proud of something. This is not the time to roast me. I want you to feel proud of me. I want you to be happy for me. And this is just the first message as well. It's a bit more than just doodling, but yeah, I love it. I mean, no offense, just saying sounds like fun. Meanwhile, I'm in meetings all day actually working. I hate it when people say no offense and then say something that is objectively offensive. Like that message, there's no end goal of that message other than to offend this person. You can't just say no offense and have that go away. Wow, okay, I'm not sure why you feel the need to downplay what I do. LMAO, I was joking. Why are you so sensitive? Because you say stuff like this all the time and it doesn't feel like a joke when it keeps happening. Yeah, this doesn't seem like a joke. This seems like a bitter jab. It's not weird to want my work to be respected. You act like I sit around drawing cartoons for fun when I'm working long hours just like you. It just doesn't seem that hard, sorry. It's not like you're dealing with clients yelling at you all day or managing a whole team. You have no idea what my job actually involves. And for the record, yes, I deal with clients. Yes, I manage deadlines and revisions and creative briefs just like everyone else. Okay, calm down. I didn't mean to offend you. What did you mean then? There is no way that this energy is unintentional. Okay, calm down as well. It feels like you're being gaslit. Like, what do you mean calm down? I'm sticking up for myself because you're being a dick. I'm not even angry. I just want you to stop acting like your job is the only one that's valid or difficult. Fine, whatever. You clearly can't take a joke and now you're making this a big thing. I'm asking for basic respect. You wouldn't like it if I constantly made fun of your work or told you it sounded boring. I guess I didn't realize you were so touchy about your job. Sorry for trying to have a light convo. It's only light for you because you're not the one being put down. This genuinely is the type of friend you just need to cut out of your life. If someone is purposefully belittling you and being a dick to you like this and making you feel shit, especially when you're feeling good about yourself, they just shouldn't be a part of your life. I know with social circles and stuff, it's not always that easy, but if you can cut them off, just get rid of them. It actually sounds like they're a bit bitter and jealous and insecure. I'd be replying to these messages like, oh yeah, it's actually so good. I love my work so much. I'm so happy. Just saying it sounds like fun. Yeah, it is. It's so much fun. I'm so blessed. I'm so lucky to be able to do this as a job. Like almost trying to piss them off even more. Like not only am I not going to rise to your taunting, I'm going to rub it in your face just how happy I am. Because clearly you're miserable. And misery loves company, but I'm not going to be joining you down there. Or maybe, you know, if you want to be the bigger person, which I would not blame you for not wanting to do, but I'd be tempted to just go like, damn, where'd that come from? Like, what's wrong? Like that is such a dark, negative, pessimistic way of viewing the lovely, positive message I just sent you. Clearly there's something wrong. Like, do you need to speak about it? Do you need help? Clearly something's wrong and I'm your friend and I want to help you out of it. Because there is just no way that these messages are coming from someone who's doing okay. And you don't owe them that response and they don't necessarily deserve it. But maybe you feel like being that kind of person for the day. I guess that also massively depends on how good a friend you are and how much other positive stuff can maybe outweigh this negative stuff. And also how much you care about them as a person. Yeah, exactly. Not overreacting. That is not your friend. That is your enemy. Your friend is doing the same devaluing tactics that abusers use on their victims to make them feel worthless. Your friend even used the classic "you're so sensitive, you can't take a joke" combo to deliberately dismiss your feelings and gaslight you, all as a way to avoid taking accountability for their actions. It will always be a red flag whenever someone calls you sensitive and says that you're overreacting for expressing your feelings for how their words upset you. Red flag ×4. Notice how your friend never apologized for upsetting you. That is very telling. Yeah, I mean, another pretty obvious one, not overreacting. Your response was more than justified, and their response to that was so telling. They need some serious help and you would be completely within your right to cut them off. Alright, next up. Am I overreacting for feeling underappreciated after trying to do something nice for my boyfriend? This genuinely might end up being the most concerning and depressing video I've ever done. I just really hope that at the very least, these videos either help people see these kind of red flags in their own lives and make others who aren't in these kind of situations appreciate what they've got. Because saying that these situations suck is an understatement. Alright, let's get some context for this post. So this isn't anything super dramatic, but it kind of hurt my feelings, and now I'm wondering if I'm just being sensitive. My boyfriend and I had loosely planned for him to come over on Friday night. Earlier in the week, he mentioned that he was craving pasta, so I figured I'd be sweet and surprise him by cooking dinner. He said that he was hanging out with his friends earlier in the day and would come over after. Totally fine, no issue. Good start. Sweet gesture from her, good communication from him. Where does it go from here? So I made the pasta, tidied up a bit, and even lit a candle like I was in a cheesy rom-com. I was kind of excited just to have a cozy night in with him. But then, nothing. Time kept passing. 7, 8, 9, and I still hadn't heard anything. I didn't want to nag, so I just waited, but eventually I texted him asking if everything was okay. Okay, so I guess the cooking for him is a surprise, so I guess he's not sitting there going, I need to make it home in time for dinner. But if they've got a plan for him to come over, maybe by like 9, he probably should have messaged and been like, hey, I'm still planning on coming. Here's like an updated ETA or something. But anyway, he responded that he was still out and he was kind of tired. And so I said something like, oh, okay, no worries. I just made pasta like you said you were craving. I thought you might come by. And he replied, didn't ask you to. That's very weird energy from her saying that she did a nice thing and not even shaming him for staying out. Like that's a very defensive response to a not at all attacking message. It just felt really dismissive. He's never rude like that. He's usually super sweet. I didn't even respond after that because honestly, I didn't know what to say. I wasn't trying to guilt trip him or anything. I just made dinner because I wanted to do something nice. Now I feel weird and embarrassed for even trying. Am I overreacting for being upset about this? I mean, we'll read the messages to get an accurate indication of the tone, but on the face of it, you are not overreacting at all. You did something nice for your partner, told them about it, and they said didn't ask you to. Who wouldn't get upset at that? Okay, hey, you still coming over tonight? I don't know, kind of tired to be honest. Oh, okay, I cooked dinner though. Didn't ask you to. ... You said yesterday you were craving pasta. Yeah, but that doesn't mean you had to go out of your way. I was just trying to be nice. Can we not do the guilt trip thing again? Okay, I do think it's easier to misread the tone of an oh, okay, full stop, I cooked dinner though, than what she said. She said something like, which was, oh, okay, no worries. I just made the pasta like you said you were craving. Thought you might come by. Like, you technically could read this in like a, oh, okay. I cooked dinner though. Like, again, this is the problem with text. If this was a voice note or they had a quick call, the tone wouldn't have been a problem. If she says on the phone like, oh, okay, no worries, like, just to let you know I cooked dinner though, but no worries, like, instantly, massive difference. His response would have been entirely different, I would assume. And because he's saying, can we not do the guilt trip thing again? There's some sort of tone and context to build on for him here. I mean, as your boyfriend, he still shouldn't have replied to you like that. And I guess he shouldn't assume a negative tone. Like, that's not really generous to you. It's not really generous to the person you love. But I guess he's human. You can misread tones. You can be tired. You can be frustrated. Those kind of things do happen. So let's see where it goes from here. It's not a guilt trip. I just thought you'd appreciate it. Appreciate what? Food I didn't ask for. Yeah, see, at this point, he could be like, listen, I do appreciate the food. Like, it was a nice gesture. I don't want to feel bad for not coming home. And then he can maybe ask, like, are you annoyed with me? Have I done anything wrong in your opinion? Like, are you frustrated at me? And then she can just reply like, no, not at all. Like, don't worry about it. Just letting you know that I cooked dinner. And again, it moves on. But as is so often the case, bad communication just spirals. Wow, okay. You're making this a bigger deal than it is. I just wanted to spend some time with you and do something nice. You're too much sometimes, honestly. Yeah, this feels like they've been having this issue already, and it's a bit of an issue already in the relationship. I feel like if you're having communication issues already, and like tone is being misrepresented, and you know, someone feels like they're being guilt tripped, or you know, the tone is being misread, I would be like, from now on, let's just like, if we're gonna message, let's just say everything we're feeling on message. Like, let's make it like undeniably clear how we're feeling and like not leave anything to the imagination, or we voice note or call. Because if you're aware that communication and misreading tone is a problem in your relationship, sending super short, efficient messages is just a recipe for disaster. So yeah, we do need a lot more context to really get the full picture here. But like, you did something nice for your partner, of course you're valid for being sad that they shut you down. In a happy, healthy relationship, you'd expect your partner to be like, that's so sweet, I can't wait to come home and see you and have dinner with you. What a lovely thing it was. But it sounds like they are just, they're having problems. Like, you're too much sometimes, honestly. That is brutal. No one should be saying that over text to their partner, and no one should have to read that about themselves. So yeah, they need to figure out if they can make this relationship work and focus way more on that than this specific conversation. All right, what are the top comments saying? Not saying your feelings shouldn't be considered or are invalid here, but this is where narcissistic behavior starts, as well as toxic relationships. Could he have responded a little differently? Yes. I believe the communication here definitely needs working on, but ultimately he's right. You did something for him that he didn't specifically ask you for. Granted, it was generous of you to make the meal that you thought he was craving or wanted, but if he didn't ask you to make it, what prompted you to make it particularly? Narcissistic behavior involves someone performing preemptive actions to manipulate their partners into feeling guilted, therefore causing them to submit or be gaslighted under certain circumstances. Although the intentions of the narcissist are good, they are actually negative for not only the relationship, but the quality of life for both partners. I feel like what provoked your need to make the pasta was that, like you said, you wanted to spend time with him, but he was out with his friends, so you had thought by doing so would promote him to spend time with you. Look first to ensure that these acts weren't just based on jealousy on your part or commitment issues on his part. Establish boundaries between the both of you. Boundaries are healthy. They promote independency and trust. All in all, next time, before you take the responsibility upon yourself to do something for your man, be sure to communicate with him thoroughly. We're human and none of us are mind readers, no matter how long a relationship we're in. Though some things we might be able to guess over time from common occurrences. Place yourself in his shoes. A woman's cravings and moods change a lot more than a man's, whether it be between her day, menstrual cycle, pregnancy, menopause, etc. Therefore, you'd expect him to communicate with you the same of what you want or need that very moment, and not surprise you unless it actually was a special occasion in which it was to be expected. birthday, anniversary, holiday, etc. This allows you to have what you want without feeling disappointed and promote a more fulfilled relationship. OP, just know that he appreciates what you do and have done, but when it feels like he's manipulated into thinking that it was his choice or made to feel sorry for actions, it'll create resentment more than appreciation. That is so interesting. I did not think about that angle at all. And this is the whole context thing, like, can we not do the guilt trip thing again? You're too much sometimes, honestly. Like, that could be him being a completely ungrateful dick, or he could genuinely be tired of her being a narcissist. So yeah, without seeing their full relationship, it's really hard to figure out which one it is. I mean, on the face of it, you did a nice thing, you got shot down for it. Of course, it's valid to be sad about that, but it feels like the focus should definitely be on the relationship problems here and not this specific instance, because there just is something so much deeper at play here, and it's impossible just from this to be able to tell where the blame lies. Damn, that is 3 pretty intense posts. I genuinely have no idea when I do these videos whether they're going to be funny, whether we're going to be laughing a lot, whether they're going to be deep, dark, whether they're going to be mysterious, whether we're going to get literal crimes. I just feel like I have to apologize for anyone who came here for a laugh, because that was very deep and dark. Well, no doubt these will spark a lot of conversations, so please do let me know in the comment section down below what you thought of these and get involved in the discussions. Also, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please feel free to subscribe down below so you can catch the next episode of Am I Overreacting? And of course, thanks for watching. Bye.